All right, we all set? Mrs. Gerstenberg, are you all set? Sam, are you all set?
Yes, we are.
All righty. I have brought our Algonac rock again so that we can gavel this thing to order appropriately. Sam, are you all set?
Yep, I think. I shouldn't be
Sam,
making
you're
any
set.
noise.
Don't want to rush you. All right. I'm calling the meeting to order. It's the regular city council meeting, Tuesday, May 19th. May I have roll call, please? This thing. I hear something, but I don't know if it's something I'm supposed to hear. Sam, can we have roll call, please? Don't want to rush you.
I'm good. I'm good. Redraft again. Oh, that. Call for roll. I
Can't hear you. I can turn this off. We're having
for the clerk. Mr. Bembas?
Here.
Okay. Mr. Blair?
Here.
Mr. Gillis?
Here.
Mr. Martin?
Here.
Mrs. Meldrum?
here.
Mr. Scarbeck?
Here.
Mayor Stoneburner?
Here.
All present.
All right. Take a moment of silent prayer, please. And will everybody please stand for the pledge? And I do have a flag this time. It's on the fridge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
Under God,
indivisible,
with
with
liberty
liberty and justice for all. First item on our agenda is to approve this evening's agenda. May I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Mr. Gillis?
No. Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mrs. Meldrum?
Yes.
Mr. Scarbeck?
Yes.
Mayor Stoneburner?
Yes.
And Mr. Bembas?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, this evening we'll have a public hearing. The council received our budget electronically on April 2nd. It came in three parts: the intro, capital plan, and the budget. On April 7th, we received hard copies in our packets. On April 28th, we had a budget study session for the 2020-2021 budget. And this evening now, we'll have a public hearing. May I have a motion, please, to open it up for a public hearing?
So moved.
I make a second.
All right, would anybody like to speak? This is for the public to speak on the budget. I'm not hearing anybody speak. Can anybody else hear anything? I'm not hearing anything.
We are not hearing anything.
Okay, all right. Hearing none. Or no, we need to have a roll call first, don't we? Or did we have that? I'm sorry. Did we have a roll call for the public hearing? I can't remember. It was like 2 minutes ago.
We can do one.
Okay. Well, I didn't know because we had a motion to do it.
Yes. Please. Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Gill,
Yes.
Mr. Martin? Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mrs. Meldrum?
Yes.
Mr. Scarback?
Yes.
Mayor Stoneburner?
Yes.
Mr. Bembas?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, now let's open it up for anyone who would like to speak during the public hearing time that we set aside. And this is only to speak on the 2020-2021 budget, the proposed budget. Sounds like we're right back where we were before, with no one wanting to speak. All right. Do we need a motion to close the hearing?
No, Mayor, we do not.
Okay, all right. So, hearing now is closed. The public hearing on the budget is closed. And next up now we have presentation from Mrs. Lichtenberg, about managing vacant buildings.
Thank you, Mayor Stoneburner. I have a short presentation, so I'm going to change your screen right now so that you can see the presentation. Okay. So one of the ways that we want to control blight within our community is to address the vacant buildings in our community. And this is a short presentation about what we can do about those vacant buildings. First, we'll just talk about our commitment. The city is committed, of course, to protecting property values and maintaining Algonac as a safe, attractive, and desirable community in which to live, work, and play. How do we do this? Well, we make sure that all of our vacant buildings are maintained. The city of Algonac does have a dangerous building ordinance, and that is a building or structure may be classified as a dangerous building if it meets at least one of 10 possible defects or conditions. Many vacant buildings in the city could be classified as dangerous buildings. So these are some of the conditions. For example, and they're very detailed when you read the ordinance, but this is just a quick summary. The exits do not meet fire codes. It's structurally or stability damaged. Part of the building is likely to fall or collapse. It's been unoccupied for 180 plus days, and it's not for sale, and it's not a snowbird home. The building has settled and now is less resistant to wind. A portion of the foundation is likely to fall or give way. It's unsafe for the purpose for which it is used. The building has deteriorated and become an attractive nuisance to kids or a harbor for vagrants. It's unsanitary for human habitation, and the building interior has been exposed to the elements. So those are a short summary of the 10 conditions. A dangerous building only has to meet one of those conditions in order to be classified as such. So the first thing that we wanted to do in this process is to identify vacant buildings in the city. We would conduct inspections with the building inspector, code officer, DPW, and fire chief, and if applicable, issue a notice of dangerous building to the property owner. That would be followed by a hearing with the Dangerous Building Board of Appeals, and the board would render a decision. The owner may comply or appeal. Failure to comply may result in the city proceeding with action and placing a lien on the property. The goal is to see the building demolished, otherwise made safe, and absolutely properly maintained. So where are we at with this program right now? Well, we have an excellent team here in the building department. The building inspector, the code officer, DPW, and the fire chief have spent this winter identifying 41 vacant buildings in Algonac. So 15% of those were snowbirds. So those are people who are in Algonac, obviously in the summertime, and in the wintertime, they go to Florida or other vacation homes. 20% were residents, but 65% of them were owned by non-residents. So 27 of these, mostly owned by non-residents, may be classified as potentially dangerous buildings. You're going to start seeing a new status report in your council packets. As we begin the process, the team will be working together to identify those that are truly dangerous buildings. And as such, I think the Dangerous Building Board is going to be busy over probably at least the next 18 months. So I just wanted to go over how we can eliminate blight in our community by focusing on some of these dangerous buildings that have been vacant for quite some time. And thank you. That is the end of my short presentation. Does anyone have any questions?
I have a couple. On the report, we have pending, extension issued, final notice, attorney, 14-day. Can you explain each one of those real quickly, please?
So we've identified the 41 buildings. We've narrowed it down to 27, and they're all in different stages. Some of them we haven't done any footwork on. Some of them have already received notices. Some of them may have already received blight notices. Some may be moving to the dangerous building category. As we start gathering more information, the reports will be more detailed for council review.
Okay. And so if somebody's unoccupied for 180 days and that's a dangerous building, how do they fix that? We need somebody to move in, or is that just a thing of checking it out? Everything else is okay, and there's not a lot we can do? I mean, we can't force somebody to live or move in there, can we?
Well, a building is considered dangerous according to the ordinance if it's been unoccupied for 180 or more days and is not listed with a licensed retail or real estate agent for sale.
Okay.
So a lot of these have been sitting there for many, many years with absolutely no action and no one living in them. I mean, ideally, they would all be either rehabilitated and occupied, or they would be demolished if they are not in good enough shape.
Mm-hmm. I see. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments?
So does that mean if you put a for sale sign on the front of it, your problems go away?
Only one of your problems. If you listed it with a licensed broker, but you still have, all of those properties still need to be maintained according to our property maintenance code. And many of them are not.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, any other questions or comments?
Just the one thing that strikes me is 60-some% of those properties are owned by non-residents. And they need to look out for us who live here and take care of their business.
Exactly, Councilman Martin. I completely agree with you. That's why it's important for us to take a look at them.
I agree with you too, Ray.
Some have been very long overdue, so I'm glad that we're moving forward with this.
Thank you.
Any other comments or questions? Thank you, Mrs. Gerstenberg. At this time, it is on our agenda, we have our public comment. Remember to state your name, where you live, and you're limited to 5 minutes. Would anyone like to speak to council? No one? Okay. Next is our city manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor Stoneburner. A short report this evening. Number one, do not remove your sandbags. A number of people that put their sandbags out and or were notified to do so last year have removed them, and they are experiencing flooding right now. As a result of all of this rain, combined with the high water, we do have some flooded streets. DPW is out there pumping right now. They probably will be continuing to do so all weekend. Those homeowners who remove their sandbags and are causing flooding in the public streets and adjacent properties will likely be receiving a letter from the city to replace those sandbags. So again, if you had sandbags last year, please do not remove them and put them back, because we are still expecting to have some flooding this summer. In addition, I just wanted to let council and the public remind you that there is a dangerous building meeting scheduled for May 27th. There's 2 homes on that meeting agenda, and information and the entire packet is available on the website for more information. And that is all I have today. Thank you, Mayor Stoneburner.
Thank you. Next up, we're looking at our consent agenda.
Can I ask a question?
Oh.
Can I ask a question? Can you send us the link for the Zoom meeting for the dangerous building meeting?
Sure.
Please?
Yes, Ken.
Thank you.
All right. May I have a motion, or our consent agenda consists of the city council meeting minutes for a special meeting on April 28th, 2020, the regular meeting May 5th, 2020, and departmental reports, the blight enforcement building, dangerous buildings, DPW, finance, fire department, library, water department, and our communications and notices, which consist of our boards and commissions roster. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support.
Who's that, Martin? Martin?
Roll call, please.
Mr. Martin?
Yeah.
Mrs. Meldrum?
Yes.
Mr. Scarback?
Yes.
Mayor Stoneburner?
Yes.
Mr. Bembas?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Gillis?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carried.
We have no unfinished business tonight, so we'll get right into our new business. First up, we're looking at adopting Resolution 2020-06, COVID-19 Preparedness and Response Plan. Governor Whitmer's Executive Order 2020-70 requires each community to create and adopt a COVID-19 Preparedness and Response Plan in anticipation of the resumption of in-person work and interaction. The city attorney has drafted the attached resolution that sets forth the steps that we will follow in order to comply with the executive order and be ready for interaction with the public. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 2020-066, establishing a COVID-19 preparedness and response plan as presented.
Second.
Discussion?
Yes, I have something. Denise, just curious, on page 1 under resolution, it states that the City Council, City of Algonac, adopted at a regular meeting of said council held at the Algonac City Council chambers. Is any of that writing going to get us in a legal ramification because we're not actually doing it under these parameters?
The city attorney wrote it, so I would say no.
Okay, that doesn't mean anything, I guess.
I think we're all at the meeting.
Yeah, you're all at the meeting. It's just, I can double check with him, but I don't think you're going to have a problem.
Okay, I
Everyone's
just want to make sure that we're not going to have any ramifications from that. That was my only question.
Yeah,
We're all
I'm
going to
sure.
be doing this right now.
I'm sure it's fine. It's a regular meeting, and the basis of the meeting, or is at City Hall. So I'm sure it's fine.
If you could double check, Mrs. Gerstenberg, that would be great.
Yes, I will. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or concerns? All right, hearing none, roll call, please.
Mrs. Meldrum,
Yes,
Mr. Scarback,
Yes.
Mayor Stoneburner,
Yes.
Mr. Bendis,
Yes.
Mr. Blair,
Yes,
Mr. Gillis,
Yes.
Mr. Martin.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries.
Thank you. Next, we're being asked to consider a reappointment to the Housing Commission. Cindy Smith's term expires on June 11th of this year. She's requesting a reappointment to the Housing Commission with a term that will end on June 11th, 2025. May I have a motion, please?
I'd like to make a
I
motion
move
to reappoint
that.
Cindy Smith to the Housing Commission ending 6/11/2025.
Second.
second,
Bendis,
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Scarback,
Yes.
Mayor Stoneburner,
Yes.
Mr. Bendis,
Yes.
Mr. Blair,
yes,
Mr. Gillis,
Yes.
Mr. Martin. Mr. Martin,
Yes.
Mrs. Meldrum.
Yes,
Thank you. Motion carries.
Next, we are being asked to appoint the city attorney as the hearing officer for the Dangerous Building Board of Appeals. Our city attorney, Jim Downey, has acted as the hearing officer for the Dangerous Buildings Board of Appeals for several years. However, there's no documentation of that. So may I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to appoint the city attorney as hearing officer for the Dangerous Buildings Board of Appeals.
Support.
Discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mayor Stoneburner,
Yes.
Mr. Bendis,
Yes.
Mr. Blair,
yes,
Mr. Gillis,
Yes.
Mr. Martin,
Yes.
Mrs. Meldrum,
yes,
Mr. Scarback.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries.
Next, we're being asked to approve a payment to our building official. The invoices for the work in April 2020. The building official is paid 75% of the permit fee and an hourly rate for weekly office hours, and office hours per week are typically between 4 and 8 hours. May I have a motion, please?
I
make a motion to approve the payment to Tracy Jackson, building official services, whose address is 3210 Church Road in Casco, Michigan, in the amount of $1,467 $0.25.
Support.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Bembas?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Mr. Gillis?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mrs. Meldrum?
Yes.
Mr. Scarback?
Yes.
Mayor Stoneburner?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries.
I have a
Yeah.
question. Is the building official considered an independent contractor?
Yes, he is.
Okay, thank you.
All right, next we're being asked to approve a purchase of first responder department jackets. It's being recommended by our fire chief, Joe Doan, in an effort to maintain uniformity and a professional appearance, so that they would all have the same jackets. This would be through Cool Threads Embroidery. It's a local vendor in Marine City just ordered similar jackets, and we'd be using the same artwork, so it'll save us a little bit of money. These jackets have been in the budget and are required per the departmental uniform policy. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve payment for the fire department jackets to Cool Threads Embroidery, whose address is 52040 Lillian Road, New Baltimore, Michigan, 48047, in the amount of $1,443.
Support.
Discussion?
I have a question. There are 15 jackets. Does that represent how many people we have on our volunteers?
Joe Doan is on the call. Chief Doan, could you please answer that?
He's muted right now.
Yes, sir. He can.
Joe, can you unmute yourself?
How's that?
Okay.
Great.
15 members that it's requested for. Are those active members that are policy compliant?
Thank you.
So that represents the number we have on our volunteers?
We have a roster of 20, 4 of which are on personal leave due to work.
Okay. I was just curious if that was the number of people we have available.
All right, any other questions? Roll call, please.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Mr. Gillis?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mrs. Meldrum?
Yes.
Mr. Scarback?
Yes.
Mayor Stoneburner?
Yes.
Mr. Bembas?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Motion carries.
Thank you. Next, we're being asked to approve our accounts payable and payroll. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve accounts payable and payrolls in the amount of $159,367.82 as presented.
Support.
Discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Gillis?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mrs. Meldrum?
Yes.
Mr. Scarback?
Yes.
Mayor Stoneburner?
Yes.
Mr. Bembas?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries.
All right, next on our agenda is our items for our next agenda. Mrs. Furstenberg.
Thank you, Mayor Stoneburner. So on the next agenda, which will be June 2nd, we have a MML renewal. We will have our monthly invoice for building services, planning commission reappointments of 4 members, the adoption of the budget, and the adoption of the 2021 meeting calendar.
Thank you. Time for council comments. Councilwoman Meldrum.
Everybody just stay safe and try not to go crazy being stuck in the house.
Thank you. Councilman Martin.
Yeah, I'd just like to note that there are some of our citizens that have health concerns and economic concerns, and now high water. And it's discouraging when you hear a story of people that are not thinking enough of others. And I just want to stress the fact that because of these issues, we just got to focus not on ourselves, but others also. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Scarbuck.
I just hope you guys are all staying safe and staying healthy. And I wish you guys a great Memorial Day weekend and have a good one. Thank you.
Councilman Blair.
Good evening, all. I hope everybody is staying safe and dry as they can. I would like to comment on the review magazine that we got. I don't know if anybody got a chance to read any of this information, but I believe this is something that, as a council, we should probably open up the floor to discussion in regards to if we want this in our city or not. I see a lot of advantages here. We have a lot of vacant buildings. I believe it's something we should discuss as a council. Before we breach it, we should do our due diligence and have maybe the sheriff's department and maybe some locals in here that are familiar with this to see if that's something we want to bring into our city. And besides that, it looks like we're going to have some really nice weather coming up for the next few days. So everybody enjoy that weather and stay safe.
I would like to say one more thing. I do agree with Corey on this. I think this is something that we need to review and take a second look at. I think the times are moving and a lot of cities have had their time and the experience with it so far. So I would like our council to also take a second look at it. Thank you.
All right. Mayor Pro Tem Gillis.
Good evening, everybody. I hope everybody's staying safe. This Monday, Memorial Day, the Algonac Lions are hosting a first responders takeout barbecue. So any Algonac or Clay first responders or DPW or government workers that would like to stop by, they will have meals for you to take out. They're cooking hamburgers, hot dogs, and bottled water. It'll be between the hours of 11 and 4 on Monday, Memorial Day. So hopefully anybody who's working, the sheriff or the fire department would like to stop by, feel free. That is all. I hope everybody's staying safe and hope to see you all soon.
Thank you. Councilman Bembas.
Hi, everybody. Great presentation, Denise, as always. I like where we're going. And that's one of the reasons, if you notice on Facebook, we're one of the top 9 coziest cities in the area. So good work on that. Looking forward to progress on that. Also, even though things are getting better with the COVID and we're letting down our guard and some counties are opening up, we need to make sure we don't drop our guard. Keep wearing those face masks and keeping a 6 feet social distance. Remember, ultimately, you are in charge of your own health care. So please don't drop your guard. Please stay safe. And we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Thank you. I would just like to remind everyone or let them know that on Friday at 7:15, we're going to have our seniors in a parade, our high school seniors going from the Lions Field, M29, all the way to the high school. As Friday, May 22nd. Please be mindful of the current social distancing and safety guidelines, though, if you're going to watch along the parade route. It'd be nice if some people could come out and support our seniors. I've got a raw deal going here, and it would be nice if we could have a crowd out there for them. Although we will be social distancing, of course, and have your mask handy. Some of you do know that the St. Clair County Health Department has a great Facebook page with lots of information. On Thursdays, our County Health Officer, Dr. Annette Mercantant, and our St. Clair County Homeland Security and Emergency Management Director, Justin Westmiller, talk on Thursdays on Facebook on that page, and they take questions and answers live then. I've never seen it live. I've always watched it afterwards, but you still can see the comments people are asking, and they are answering all the questions. It's a good resource for you. If you do not have Facebook, don't despair. If you're online, the St. Clair County Health Department also has that information there. So I encourage you to look at that. Also, our Be Ready St. Clair County has lots of information, not only about COVID-19 and how things are being handled in our county for that, but also the high water. And I suggest that you look at that page as well. That would be good. And I'm just looking forward to the day when we all can be together in person and not be sitting in our kitchens or our dining rooms. I do know, and if you've noticed, my face got really, really bright. It's not the glow. It's not, I'm not angelic, but the sun was shining during this meeting and I couldn't shut the blind without leaving the meeting. I'm going to have to take care of that. We've never had that happen, so I have a feeling we've been cloudy every day we've had a meeting before. So I'm glad the weather's starting to improve, but please be safe. Even though the weather's getting better and it's going to encourage us all to get out and about, just be safe and be aware of what's going on around you. And with that, Councilman Blair, you got anything for us?
I do. How about a meeting to adjourn? Excuse me, how about a motion to adjourn?
All right. Any discussion? Of course not. Roll call, please.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mrs. Meldrum?
Yes.
Mr. Scarbeck?
Yes.
Miss Mayor Stoneburner?
Yes.
Mr. Bumbas?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Mr. Gillis?
Yes.
Motion carries.
I miss you guys.
Have a good one. Be safe. See you later.
Good night, everyone.
Bye,
See you later.
See you Friday.
Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Someone's getting into my phone. I usually have to.